Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Moltrap here, coming at ya. Yes, at cha. And yes, just for the record, coming at ya is not grammatically correct. I'm fully cognizant of this fact. This is going to be Zero versus, well, another player, a Protoss player from Hite. There he is right there. If you watched this on the Korean version that BaZy put out on John747, he listed him as Lie GM as his name. He's more commonly known as Britney, by the way, so I'm gonna put him down as Britney, but he's also known as Lie GM. And what is he doing? He's like talking. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. That's what he's saying to the screen right now. He's like, oh yeah, come on, mine that minerals, mine that minerals. Go go go. Wow, that guy's weird. Okay, Zero versus Britney. And Britney's kind of a silly name, I know, but it's kind of what he's mostly known as, so I'm gonna just call him that. Yes, unfortunately, I'm sorry that I'm not able to cast all the MST. This is Group 7. I casted Group 1. I can't cast all the MST. There's just been too many games lately. I guess I could like go back and cast them over time or something, but it would just take a long time. And I don't have a ton of time these days, so I apologize for that, but I'm going to try and cast some MST groups while I can. The OSL prelims just happened, and I don't know if anyone wants to see prelim games, but I could theoretically cast those if people want me to as well, maybe a couple of those. Those are interesting because when you watch the prelims, they, excuse me, they kind of cut back and forth because there's a bunch of games being played at once, and so they'll cut into a middle of a game and watch the end of the game or something like that, or sometimes they'll even cut in the beginning of a game and it's boring, so they switch to a different game. So the prelims are always fun. Anyway, but what was I saying? Oh yes, so Britney, by the way, is the Protoss player on the bottom right, if you do not know him, and Zero is the Zerg player on the top left, of course. Zero, I particularly want to do this as a group because, as you may well know from last season, Zero is one of my favorite players. And actually, I might even call him my favorite player, since we have tragically lost Up Magic from the face of anything that I would like, if that makes sense. Yes, Up Magic is one of the people that was caught with accepting bribes for throwing matches, so I cannot, even though I used to love his playstyle, I cannot call him my favorite player by any means anymore. Anyway, Britney doing some good harass here with his probe, except he kind of failed at blocking the expansion hatchery, but that's okay. And we got a third hatchery ready to go up as well. The pool is just popped. He's getting his third hatchery down at a third base there, so he's it's pretty normal PvZ play or ZVP play, and I think he knows he can get away with it here at this point. But anyway, it's interesting that he's actually put that base near his main base. And usually, if you have both bases, if you have both players on the same side of the map, the Zerg will then place their third base in the far corner to make it as far away as possible from the Protoss players, so that they have to split their forces. But because that wouldn't work here, because if you put it in a far corner, it would actually be closer to the Protoss than his main would, and so tactically it wouldn't actually make much sense. So he's put it at a closer base instead, so he's not going to be able to split the Protoss's efforts, make the Protoss go to two different locations at once, or try and focus in two different directions. But in this case, he'll be able to defend easier, and those bases are pretty close actually. So it'll be really relatively easy for him to get his forces between his main and his natural. I'm sorry, between his natural expansion, his second base, and his third base, if he needs to switch gears and defend one or the other. So I think that'll play out well for Zero in the long run here. Anyway, so we got Britney. He's just put in a single cannon, a core. Both players are playing very sparsely here, very Spartan play. Zero only getting a few Zerglings. Britney only getting a single cannon. Now he's got that Citadel and the Stargate going down as well. After that core gets up, so he's going for normal play as well. And there's the lair. So pretty much standard stuff going on. But Zero is just droning up, really getting tons of drones. And he has only built a few Zerglings here so far, and he's just chasing around that probe. It looks like he's going to try and, yeah, he's just got his 6 Zerglings, just in case. There is a Zealot out. Zero, I don't know if Zero has an Overlord above that natural expansion, the second base of Britney. He's definitely not got in a position where he can float in and try and see. Oh, we got speed upgrade on these Zerglings actually. So he's got speed already on the Zerglings. I wonder if he's planning on making more Zerglings, perhaps. If he does have that Overlord nearby, he could maybe think about doing a run-by of some kind. Even though he's already got a Spire down, it's still it's something kind of a July Zerg-esque move to do to later on go for a Zergling run-by just to get a scout in and get a few Zerglings in just to do some harassment. It looks like Britney is almost expecting. He's got a pylon put down in his choke. And a Zealot and a Probe to block, so he can easily block any kind of Zergling run-by that would be attempted. Yeah, there's no way he's getting in there with Zerglings right now, so Zero's just going to have to hold back. Anyway, speaking of July Zerg, by the way, this is the Group 7 of the MST. We've got Zero and Britney here in this first game, and the second game is going to be for Gigi versus July, so we got a lot of big names in this group, and Britney. Anyway, as the commentators, the Korean commentators are going crazy, I think they've noticed that Zero saved up his larva, his Spire popped, and he's going to go for mute as it looks like, and if Corsair is out, it's gone the long way around, it's not going to scout this until it's going to get, no, oh, he's not even going straight into the expansion, he needs to go right now and see what's going on, no, he's hunting for Overlords, he's hunting around the map, he doesn't see this coming, there are Mutalisks being produced, he's produced 9 Mutalisks, or I think an initial 7 or 8, and he's following up with X Mutalisks as well, he's going for a Mutalisk bus here, he's probably going to get a couple Scourge to deal with Corsairs as well, he could end the game right now, and finally the Corsairs running in there, it might see the Mutalisk popping out of that third base, and there's the Mutalisk, the first few Mutalisks are already arriving towards the second base, the natural expansion there, he's going straight for the main though, the Corsair's desperately trying to fall back. It looks like he's just now producing a third Corsair. He's got a second Corsair in his base. Well, Mutalisk coming in. They're going straight for that cannon there. He needs to take care of that Corsair, but he's got his Mutalisk spread out, so they're not taking as much damage from the Corsair at the very least. But he's just A-moved. He's just A-moved. He needs to go after the Corsair, but he's just distracted with his main base, so he's not doing very well. The Scourge are nowhere nearby. They are not able to do this, but a counterattack by his Zealots coming in here, but he's got 2 Sun Colonies. This is why he was distracted. He was distracted trying to put up the Sun Colonies at his main base. Looks like he's going to hit that Corsair. 3 or 4 cannons. 4 cannons going up right now. Is he going to be able to kill off all those cannons before they warp in? One is about to warp in, but it's nearly dead. It does warp in. He actually lets it warp in, so he can't cancel it. Instead, he takes out the Corsairs. Scourge coming in, take out the Corsairs. Another cannon is warping it, but it might get killed off as well. This drones are for some reason rallied to a strange point, but it doesn't matter at this point. He's rallied his hatcheries forward, I think, for this attack, and some drones are following along. They may have run away from a third base, though, from Zealot attack. Scourge coming in, he picks off the Corsair as soon as it pops out of the